right? So he has all this morals and integrity because he's an officer. He understands taking oath and telling the truth. So Brian Steele was like, okay, well, you told us that when you do your incident reports, you got to report the W's, where, what, why, who, like all the details. So he goes into the incident report and he says to him, he says, the incident reports are important, right? Because when we're recounting these things, we're relying on your report. So everything in your report is valid because y'all depend on that. He's like, yeah. So he instantly starts getting him. He's like, okay, so you mentioned something about Cassie having a purple eye when you got off of the elevator. Why wasn't that in your incident report? The man said, well, I didn't think that that was significant to put in. Brian still said, so you thought it was significant today, but it wasn't significant 9 years ago? So then he says, you said that you saw a man inside of their hotel room. Why wasn't that in your incident report? Did you ask the man his name? Did you talk to him? And he was like, no, because the man didn't really say anything. So then Brian still was like, well, you also mentioned that you offered to call the police, but Cassie told you not to. Why didn't you put that in your incident report? And he was like, because I didn't think it was important to, like, you know what I mean? She said, don't call the cops. The
obvious answer to all of that is because he was trying to cover up for Diddy.
So no, but like, listen.
Yeah,
so
that's the obvious answer for all of it.
I'm about to keep going.
Yeah, Charlamagne, why are you interrupting her? And yeah.
He's like, no, because I didn't think that that was important, blah, blah. So he's like, so when you say that you saw this man inside of the hotel room, right? Can you talk to us about like how the hotel room was set up? Because the point he was trying to get to, but they backed up off of it, was Diddy would have been in a presidential suite or a larger hotel room where if you're standing in a doorway, you're not seeing someone sitting on a bed. You're not seeing a person, and you didn't even put that in your report. So he's like, that makes no sense whatsoever. And then the prosecution had already played the video in full. And then they played these videos he recorded on his phone. And they asked him, well, why would you record videos on your phone? And he's like, because if I had told my wife that this just happened, because I knew who Puff was, but I didn't know who Cassie was, she wouldn't have believed me. That blows, even if he was just trying to cover up for Diddy, that now makes him look like you were so fanned out at this point. We can't trust either side. We can't trust you in defense of Diddy.
He sent the video to his wife?
He sent the 2 videos to his wife. And in the video, you hear him laughing like, look how shiny my shoes are. Like, he's not taking it serious at all. So then he's like, people were coming up to me afterward that worked for the hotel asking me about this video. And I'm telling them, like, he's super excited, telling everybody about it, telling everybody what happened. But now today, you only are saying that you remember certain things that go against Puff while you're on the stand, but you didn't say those things back then.
But you didn't say it back then. You see how it's all fake? You see how it's all fake and people are just there, you know, going against Diddy. You know, I've been seeing it and people will make their jokes. I'll laugh and smile, but I'm just like, I'm just not buying it, bro. Now someone like this, 10 years, 9 years later, was complicit in helping, like, in this situation. But you know, but you were there complicit in helping him. So it's just like, bro, it's so fake. And he's got a good lawyer. I think he can actually beat it because, bro, sex trafficking is crazy. And that's why I'm crazy. You can get to certain points of money that when you get to the wrong people, now if you've made mistakes in your past,
because he was covering up for Puff back then, but maybe he got a conscience now, is all I'm simply saying.
Was he paid by Diddy? Did he take money?
He said he did.
Bro, Charlamagne, you know, you, Donald Trump, you be saying some things against Donald Trump that I don't really like, the racism agenda. Like, we can have a podcast, don't worry.
Take the money. He said that Diddy offered him a ton of money, and to that, Brian still
was a stack.
Yeah, he said he came out with a huge stack of money, and he didn't offer it. To that, Brian still said, well, said he didn't take the
back then, but maybe he got a conscience now, is all I'm simply saying.
Was he paid by Diddy? Did he take money?
He said he didn't take the money. He said that Diddy offered him a ton of money, and to that, Brian still
was a stack.
Yeah, he said he came out with a huge stack of money, and he didn't offer it. To that, Brian still said, well, you were basically, because he kept saying, I kept telling Diddy how much he had to, not how much he had to pay, but the fact that you had to pay for all the stuff that you messed up. And if Diddy's already saying to you, I don't want this to get out anywhere, he's like, so of course, when you came back up to him, he had the money ready or whatever, because you're saying he had all this cash. Like, he had it ready because he just wanted to take care of it and move on.
You know what's interesting? There's nothing they can do or say that is going to minimize what people saw in that video. And I know that they're trying to keep a different narrative, but if you've seen that video, you're not going to forget that video.
Yeah, no, you're not going to forget that video. He's a violent person, but what they're saying is the video didn't happen because of a bad freak-off. They're saying the video happened because of a bad argument.
It don't matter why it's happened. I just don't think
they got to prove it.
I don't think that the jurors are going to be able to separate that video from their mind.